Welcome back. I literally just finished the other reading and I think it's uploading right now. I think it'll be uploaded like in the next few minutes. But I'm going to be reading this one right now because, like I said, I missed yesterday. Forgive me for that, but this is going to be for today. So let's get started with Exodus 13. Then the Lord said to Moses, Declare to me every firstborn among the Israelites, the first offspring to be born of both humans and animals belongs to me. So Moses said to the people, This is the day to remember forever, the day you left Egypt, the place of your slavery. Today the Lord has brought you out by the power of the Almighty hand. Remember, eat no food containing yeast. On this day in early spring, in this month of Abib, you have been set free. You must celebrate this event in this month each year after the Lord brings you out of the land of Canaanites, Hittites, Armadites, Hivites, and Jebusites. He swore to his ancestors that he would give this land and a land flowing with milk and honey. For 7 days the bread you must eat must be made without yeast. Then on the seventh day celebrate it celebrate a festival to the Lord. Eat bread without yeast during these 7 days. In fact, there must be no yeast bread or any yeast at all found within the borders of your land during this time. On the seventh day, you must explain to your children, I am celebrating what the Lord did for me in when I left Egypt. This annual festival will be a visible sign to you, like a mark branded on your hand or forehead. Let me remind you always to recite these teachings of the Lord. With a strong hand the Lord rescued you from Egypt. So observe and decree this festival at an appointed time each year. This is what must be done when the Lord fulfills the promise he swore to you and your ancestors. When he gives you to the land where the Canaanites live, you must present all firstborn sons and firstborn male animals to the Lord, for they belong to him. A firstborn donkey may be brought back from the Lord by presenting a lamb or a young goat in its place. But if you do not buy it back, you may break its neck. However, you must buy back every firstborn son. In in the future, your children will ask you, fly. What the what does this mean? Then you will tell them, with the powers of the Almighty hand, the Lord brought us out of Egypt, the place of our slavery. Pharaoh stubbornly refused to let us go, so the Lord killed all the firstborn males throughout the land of Egypt, both people and animals. That is why now sacrifice all the firstborn males to the Lord, except for the firstborn sons are always brought back. Their ceremony will be like a mark branded on our hand and forehead. It is a reminder that the power of the Lord's mighty hand brought us out of Egypt. When Pharaoh finally let the people go, God did not lead them along the main road that runs through the Philistine territory, even though that was the shortest route to the promised land. God said, if the people are faced with a battle, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led them roundabout roundabout way through the wilderness towards the Red Sea. Thus the Israelites left Egypt like an army ready for battle. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for Joseph had made the sons of Israelites swear to do this. He said, God will certainly come to help you. When he When he does, you must take my bones with you from this place." The Israelites left Succoth and camped in Edom at on the edge of the wilderness. The Lord went ahead of them. He guided them through the day with a pillar of cloud, and he provided light at night with a pillar of fire. This allowed them to travel by night or day, by day or night, or by the night. And the Lord did not remove the pillar of cloud or fire in its place in place in front of the people. Then the Lord gave these instructions to Moses: "Order the Israelites to turn back and camp by Phili Hadiamah between Migdal, Migdal and, and the sea. Camp there along the shore across from Bezel Zephon. Then Pharaoh will think the Israelites are confused. They are trapped in the wilderness. And once again, I will harden Pharaoh's heart and he will chase after you. I have a plan. I have planned this in order to display my glory through Pharaoh and his whole army. After the Egyptians will know that that the all that I am the Lord." So the Israelites camped there as they were told. When word reached the king of Egypt that the Israelites had fled, Pharaoh had his officials change their mind. "What have I done letting these Israelite slaves go away?" they said. So Pharaoh harnessed his chariot and called his troops. They took He took with him 600 of Egypt's best chariots, along with the rest of the chariots of Egypt, each with his own its commander. No mistake. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so he chased after the people of Israel. He had left with his fist raised in defiance. The Egyptians chased after them with all the forces in Pharaoh's army, all his horses and chariots, all his charioteers, and his troops. The Egyptians caught up with the people of Israel as they were camped beside the shore of Phila Hayama across Bezel Zephrah. As Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. They cried out to the Lord, and they said to Moses, "Why did he bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us? Why did he make us leave Egypt? Why didn't he tell you this would happen while you were still in Egypt?" We said, "Leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians. It's better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness." But Moses told the people, do not be afraid. Just stand just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians will the Egyptians see will the Egyptians you see today will be will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the water so the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they will charge after the Israelites. My great my great glory will be displayed in front of Pharaoh and his arm and his troops, his chariots and his charioteers. When my glory is displayed through them, all Egypt will see my glory and know that I am the Lord." Then the angel of God who has brought them leading the people of Israel moved to the rear camp. The pillar of cloud will also move in front and stood behind them. The cloud settled between the Egyptians and the Israelite camps. As darkness fell, the cloud turned into fire, lighting up the night. But the Egyptians and the Israelites did not approach each other all each other all night. Then Moses reached his hand over the sea, and and the Lord opened a path through the water with a strong east wind. The wind blew all the night, turning the sea bed into dry land. So the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground with water walls with walls of water in each side. Then the Egyptians, all the Pharaoh's horses, chariots, chased them into the middle of the sea. But just before dawn, the Lord looked down on the Egyptian army from the pillar of fire and cloud, and he thought, and he threw their forces into total confusion. He twisted their chariot wheels, making their chariots difficult to drive. Let's let's get out of here, away from these Israelites. The Egyptians shouted, "The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt." When all the Israelites had reached the other side, the Lord said to Moses, "Raise your hand over the sea again. Then the waters will rush back and cover the Egyptians and their chariots and charioteers." So just as the sun began to rise, Moses raised his hand over the sea and the water to rush back into its place. The Egyptians tried to escape, but the Lord swept them into the sea. Then the waters returned and covered all the chariots and charioteers, the entire army of Pharaoh, and all the Egyptians who had chased them into and chased the Israelites into the sea. Not a single one survived. But the people of Israel had walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground. As the water stood up like a wall on both sides, the this is how the Lord rescued the Israelites from the hand of the Egyptians on that day. And the Israelites saw that the bodies of the Egyptians washed up on shore. When the people of Israel saw the almighty powerful that the Lord had unleashed against the Egyptians, they were filled with awe before him, and they pulled their faith into the Lord and his servant Moses. Whoa. Then Moses and all the people of Israel this to sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. He had hurtled he had hurtled both the horses and the rider into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song, and he has given me victory. This is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a warrior. Yahweh is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his army, and he was hurtled into the sea. At its The finest of Pharaoh's officers were drowned in the Red Sea. The deep waters gushed over them. They sank to the bottom like stone. Your right hand, O Lord, is glorious in power. Your right hand, O Lord, smashes the enemies. In the greatness of your majesty, you have overthrown those who have rise against you. You unleash your blazing fury, and it consumes them like a straw. At at the blast of your breath, the waters piled up. The surging waters stood like a wall in in the heart of the sea. The deep waters became hard. The enemy boasts, I will chase them and catch up with them. I will plunder them and consume them. I will flash my sword, my powerful hand. I will destroy them. But you blew with your breath and the sea covered them. They sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like who is like you among the gods, O Lord, glorious in holiness, awesome in splendor, perform a great wonders. You've risen your hand and the earth swallowed our enemies with an unfailing love and leading the people to redeem in the Almighty. You guided them to a sacred home. The people heard the tremble of anguish grasp those who lived in Philistia. The leaders of Edom are terrified that nobles of Moab tremble. All who lived in Canaanite melt away. Terror and dread fell upon them. The powerful of your arms make them lifeless as stone until your people pass by. O Lord, till the people you purchase by pass by. You will bring them in and plant them on your own mountain. The place, O Lord, you reserve for your own dwelling in sec second I forgot how to say that. O Lord, that your heads have established. The Lord will reign forever and ever. When sanctuary, that's what I was trying to say. When Pharaoh's horses and chariots rushed into the sea, the Lord had brought the waters crashing down on them. But the people of Israel had no way. I lost my place. Brought down, but the people of Israel had walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground. Then Miriam, the prophet, Aaron's sister, took the turbinite and let all the women and as they played their turbinites and danced and Marmonite Marmonite Merman sang this song, "Sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. He has hurtled both the horses and its rider into the sea." When Moses led the people of Israel away from the Red Sea, they had moved out of the desert of Shur. They had traveled in the desert for 3 days without finding any water. When they came into an oasis of marsh, the waters were too bitter to drink, so they called the place Marm, which means bitter. Then the people complained and turned against Moses. What are we going to drink?" they demanded. So Moses cried out to the Lord for help, and the Lord showed them a piece of wood. Moses threw it into the water and made the water good to drink. It was there that the Lord had set before them the following decree as a standard to test their faithfulness to him. He said, If you will listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right with his sight, obey his commands and keep all this decree, then I will not make you suffer any of the diseases I have sent on Egypt, for I am the Lord who heals. After leaving Murmur, Marmur, Mara, it's Mara. Why was I saying Murmur? The Israelites traveled onto the oasis of Elam, where they found 12 springs and 70 palm trees. They camped beside the water. Oh, man. That those two readings. So the reason why I didn't say much about in the first one is because I wanted to read ahead so you kind of understand why God kind of hardened the Pharaoh's heart in and pretty much in the whole beginning part of Exodus. It's not because God was like evil in any way. It's more so he had a plan for Pharaoh because he pretty much refused to believe that the Lord is real. So as you kind of see what happened, the reason why God was doing these things is because Pharaoh refused to believe. So this is pretty much what happened, and Pharaoh pretty much triumphed over the enemies, and now the Israelites actually fully trust God. But I know the next few passages, it's gonna be nothing but complaining with the Israelites. I know that this is what's gonna happen in the next few chapters. But other than that, it's pretty much setting up what's going to happen next and how Moses is going to have to deal with all this. And it's actually, I think the next tomorrow should be the 10 Commandments or the original ones. But other than that, this reading has been it's been a bit of a blast actually. How it actually does show in great detail in the songs in it. It shows a great detail in this Bible, but it is amazing what's going on right now. Even with the world actually in chaos with us, there is still hope in all of us. Other than that, I'll see you all tomorrow, and I will not miss an upload tomorrow.